Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting here after Carlisle have been beaten 2-0 away from home at Derby County in front of the Sky cameras this week. So, we at least got to see our team get beaten in front of some expensive cameras this week. So, I suppose there's that to talk about. Look, I'm going to try and leave this video from being about... I'm going to try and prevent this video from being about the season as a whole and more on today's game and more on Derby getting promoted, because sometime this week I'm going to be releasing a season review video. So, I'm just going to try and keep it as much about the game today as possible. And yeah, look, to be honest with you, I say this far too often, but, it's Derby were just a lot better than us. I think we played some really nice passes in the first half, especially right after we conceded. As usual, we start playing once we've conceded. But yeah, 4 minutes in, or something like that, 4th or 5th minute, something like that. And, it's a decent strike. And the commentator said that, Harry Lewis doesn't have a shot, or doesn't have a chance to save that. But, I mean, it's from outside of the box at his near post. You can't really be expecting them to go in. I think a lot of keepers do save that, despite what the Sky commentators have to say. And look, it's another example of Harry Lewis not impressing me. And it happens a lot these days, and it makes you think, will he be the starting goalkeeper going into next season, or will it be Gabriel Breeze, or will it be a new signing? A lot of people were talking about Mark Gillespie. He's just had his contract extended at Newcastle, so hopefully that can, die down, and I can stop hearing about us bringing back more ex-players. But, not to say it wouldn't have been a good signing. I'm just sick of the whole ex-player thing. That seems to be the only players we're linked with is ex-players, like, every other transfer window, and Greg Abbott seems to like that as well, signing Josh Coyote, who made himself unavailable for this game. Whatever that means, does he just not want to play? And look, he won't be in next season anyways, so what's the point in playing him anyways? But yeah, today there wasn't really that many brilliant performers. I think Georgie Kelly showed sparks of brilliance, like he has done since he started playing. But yeah, it does mean that we're going to finish the season now with Georgie Kelly not having a goal, which is, when he came into the club, a lot of people pinned their hopes on him keeping us up, and he hasn't scored a single goal. Yes, to be fair, he's been injured for most of that, and I don't think it's really on him, but I would have liked to see him get a goal before the season finished, just to sort of put him in good confidence going into next season. But yeah, the referee blew 2 minutes before he should have. It doesn't matter, but it was just something I thought I'd mention, because look, for it to make a difference on the league table at all, we'd need to score 3 goals in that 2 minutes, which is never going to happen. And I think he definitely blew the whistle because fans were starting to come onto the pitch. And I'd imagine he consulted both benches before doing so. I'd imagine he asked Paul Simpson, look, is it fine if or the officials asked the bench, can we blow for full time now? Because, there's nothing either team's going to get out of this game. And it's just a matter of kind of safety of, look, there's about 3,000 people all sitting just off the pitch waiting to come on when I blow this whistle. So I haven't really got a problem with it, but it's just something that's worth mentioning. That is it really allowed? I don't know what the rules are in terms of that. Is he allowed to blow the whistle 2 minutes before that? What if Georgie Kelly does go and get his goal like we want him to, and that does him a world of confidence going into next season? Yes, it wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things in terms of this season, but Georgie Kelly scores in that last couple of minutes. It's 2-1. It's a little bit less embarrassing for us, and it puts him in a good bit of confidence going into next season. I don't like the fact that he blew the whistle early, but at the same time, I do understand that it really doesn't mean anything. But yeah, Derby were just better. And I think, look, we're playing with a lot of injuries now. Dylan McGeoch was back in the side. Yeah, I think it was another game where Luke Armstrong and Georgie Kelly started up front together, which is probably going to be what's going to happen going forward. Mellish, starting a few fights and being his usual self. He's definitely going to be one going into next season that we're going to be, keeping in that starting 11, I'd imagine. But yeah, there's not too much to say on this game, except kind of well done to Derby County. Never have I seen a team that have just been promoted that want their manager sacked, and yet it seems to happen in Derby County and in Leicester City these days. So I'm not in a position to judge that, not being a fan of Derby, but there is a lot of Derby fans that seem to not want their manager there going into next season, and to be fair, it's their decision, not mine. So but yeah, congratulations to Derby. They're a team that don't deserve to be in this division. You just look at the ground and you look at the support today, and you think that's a Premier League club, and historically it's a Premier League club as well. And I know history means nothing really going forward, because you look at the likes of Brentford, Brighton, Luton in the Premier League now, and it's all about trying to establish yourself as a Premier League club now, and not letting the likes of Derby back into it in terms of the Brentfords, the Brightons, the Luton point of view. But it is nice to see a club that I kind of have a little bit of soft spot for in Derby, at least getting back up into the Championship, which is for them in the meantime, where they belong, having spent so long in League One now. But yeah, and they, they've been pretty awful these last few seasons before this when they've been in League One. It's just nice to see them finally get over it and finally, get a promotion under their belt for the first time in a while since Wayne Rooney took them down to the Championship from the Championship. But yeah, it's the last game of Carlisle season. Thank Christ, a lot of people will say. But we got to go to some good grounds, but I'll talk about all of this in the season review video. Derby, I'm disappointed I didn't get to go to the game. They kind of last minute moved it to a 12:30 kickoff. I suppose not really last minute, but it's another decision where they haven't really taken the fans into account. It was very, very difficult. There was trains cancelled this morning. Not that I had a ticket, but it's a ground that I like to go to under better circumstances and at a better time. I think I probably could have gone down there. But hey ho, season's finished now. The opportunity's passed. We're just gonna have to go into next season. We'll think of some of the highs of this season, the Boltons, everything like that. And as I'm recording this, neither Bradford or Barra are in the playoffs, so things aren't all negative today. Barra are well and truly bottling it. Apparently, they're 1-0 down as I'm recording this. It could change. They could still go up, and this could look really dreadful. But yeah, let's just all go and revel in that. If that's how it turns out, that's definitely a comment that's going to come back to bite me, isn't it? But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support this season as well. It's another year, another season where we've had a lot of growth on the channel. And some of the views this season have been absolutely unreal compared to years in the past. Whether that's because we're playing bigger clubs in League One, I don't know. But yeah, and thank you to Sonny Kirkwood for doing the thumbnails. Thank you for the support of a lot of people in this channel as well. It's not just me that kind of keeps this thing ticking over. So yeah, thank you to everyone helping me sort of run this account. But yeah, it's the last match review in League One. For now, let's just hope I'm back doing them in a couple of years' time. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.